Israel-Israeli efforts deter the Houthis? Analysis. Strategic Israeli strikes against the Houthis. Israel recently executed 2 significant airstrikes against the Iranian-backed Houthi group in Yemen, marking a critical phase in its defense strategy. These operations, involving dozens of aircraft, refueling mid-air, and targeting key Houthi military sites, aim to deter further attacks on Israel. The Houthis, who have launched ballistic missile attacks on Israel, are a growing regional threat due to their alliance with Iran and increasing military capabilities. Operational success or long-term deterrence. While Israel's airstrikes demonstrated impressive operational prowess, the core question is whether these actions will effectively deter the Houthis. Israel's Air Force successfully targeted vital Houthi infrastructure, such as power plants and a seaport used for smuggling Iranian weapons, but the broader challenge lies in undermining the Houthis' ability to retaliate and disrupt regional stability. Houthi capabilities and Iranian support. The Houthis, having received substantial military support from Iran over the last decade, now possess a range of advanced weaponry, including long-range ballistic missiles, drones, and cruise missiles. Their experience in fighting against a Saudi-led coalition has made them a formidable force. Despite Israel's strikes, the Houthis' military capacity appears intact, raising doubts about whether they will be deterred from future aggression. Israeli response to missile attacks. The strikes were in direct response to a series of ballistic missile attacks launched by the Houthis on Israeli territory in September. The IDF's swift retaliation sends a clear message: Israel will respond forcefully to any threats against its civilians. However, the effectiveness of these responses in neutralizing the Houthis' offensive capabilities remains unclear. Iranian influence and regional tensions. The Houthis are part of Iran's broader strategy to destabilize the region and target Israel. Iran has been arming and funding the group to act as a proxy in its wider conflict with Israel. With Iranian support, the Houthis have grown bolder, carrying out attacks on commercial ships, confronting the U.S. Navy, and shooting down American drones. This increasing assertiveness is a direct challenge to Israeli and Western interests in the region. Long-range operations, limits of air power. The Israeli Air Force's long-range missions, while successful in operational terms, highlight the limitations of air power alone. In closer theaters like Gaza and Lebanon, airstrikes can effectively degrade hostile capabilities due to proximity. However, the Houthis are geographically distant, making it more difficult to achieve decisive results from airstrikes alone. Parallels with the Syrian campaign. Israel's long-standing campaign against Iranian targets in Syria offers a parallel to the current operations in Yemen. Despite numerous successful strikes on Iranian assets in Syria, the broader Iranian threat remains resilient. Similarly, the Houthis may continue to pose a threat despite Israeli efforts to curb their military capabilities through airstrikes. The Houthis' growing ambitions. The Houthis have grown more audacious in recent years, attacking naval ships, including those of the U.S. Navy, and expanding their military reach. Their increasing military capabilities, coupled with Iranian backing, suggest that they are unlikely to back down after 2 rounds of Israeli airstrikes. Their success in Yemen against a coalition of advanced militaries indicates their ability to withstand such attacks. Future implications for Israeli security. Israel's efforts against the Houthis reflect broader regional dynamics, where Iran's influence extends through various proxies. The question now is whether Israel will need to commit to an ongoing campaign to keep the Houthis in check, similar to its efforts in Syria and Lebanon. Air power, while a valuable tool, may not be sufficient to fully deter a group as resilient and well-supported as the Houthis. The challenge of long-term deterrence. Ultimately, the effectiveness of Israel's operations against the Houthis will depend on whether they can successfully diminish the group's military capabilities or influence its decision-making. The Houthis' history of resilience, combined with Iranian backing, suggests that Israel may face ongoing challenges in deterring the group. While the recent airstrikes were an operational success, the broader goal of deterring future Houthi aggression remains uncertain.